Judge in Georgia who is overseeing the Fulton County DA's sweeping election interference case against the ex-president and several co-defendants dismissed today 6 counts of the 41-count indictment. That's Judge Scott McAfee, who said the charges alleging Trump and 5 co-defendants illegally urged Georgia elected officials to violate their oaths of office, quote, contain all the essential elements of the crimes, but fail to allege sufficient detail regarding the nature of their commission. The order did not dismiss any of the RICO charges in the case, and Judge McAfee added this, quote, this does not mean the entire indictment is dismissed. Fani Willis's team can either take the loss on these charges or they can appeal the judge's order and even reintroduce the charges to a grand jury, adding more specifics. All of this, of course, comes ahead of Judge McAfee's highly anticipated decision on whether Willis should be dismissed from this case, the whole case altogether. Joining our coverage, former U.S. Attorney and former Deputy Assistant Attorney General Harry Litman. John and Basil are still here. Harry, what does this mean? Translate.
Yeah, so it practically not a whole lot, Nicole. It's at the margins, and what it means is there's a subset of counts, 6 of them, in which the defendants are alleged to have pushed, solicited, importuned some of the Georgia officials to, quote, violate their oaths of offices. And McAfee says, look at the oath of office. It basically says I'll comply with the Constitution. It's just very hard for a defendant to know what aspect of that. There could be 1,000 ways to violate it. In the federal system, it would be a nothing burger because you could then just give a so-called bill of particulars where you'd specify more. Here's the clause. There's the provision. But in Georgia doesn't have that option. So his only option was to throw it out. In terms of what she does now, I think it's probably a good ruling that will hold up on appeal. And would she go into a grand jury and do it all over again? You know, big time implications. My best guess is she'll just swallow it and take the loss of those 6 counts. And as you say, doesn't really change anything essential about the case, and especially the RICO count and even the conduct. The call to Raffensperger, it still comes in, it just not as part of this charge that you were pushing them to violate their oaths.
And obviously this judge, very much, everyone's engaged in tea leaf reading because of the other big decision looming. What's your sense on that?
Well, first, I don't really think they're connected. I think he's a workaday judge who's been moving through things. My very best guess is the defendants don't have any real case for disqualification. And I think that is likely what his ruling will say. But it's been a rough chapter for Fani Willis, and I think there may be some rough verbiage in there that may cause her to think, should I make some change that shows we've turned the page, for instance, discharging Wade. But my best guess is they don't have what it takes to show a financial conflict of interest, which is what they need. Maybe ethics problems, other things that Georgia will look into, but not enough to actually toss her from the case.
Harry, I'd like to importune a further opinion, a further piece of analysis from you. I am going to ask you the question that is just the absolute idiot's version of what to think about this Georgia case. Yeah. There was a time when, because we had Trump on tape saying what he said, people said, of all these cases, this is the one where most obviously he's either broken the law, or if it hasn't broken the law needs to be changed, because that is clearly a guy who's trying to corrupt the result of an election. Okay, a lot of stuff has happened. This giant RICO case, the timing questions, the Fani Willis questions. Now, is this case now, in your view, among the cases that Trump faces? Is this a case where Trump is likely to face legal accountability? Or as you look at it from 30,000 feet, are you like, man, this is just one of those cases that looks like it's going to be kind of a goat rodeo, and it's not going to be the place where we're going to get justice related to Trump?
Yeah. So first, in its essence, John, I think it's still solid and there, because the things they have him doing in the basic plot to basically steal the election remain. But there's always 2 tracks with Trump. There's the merits and the timing. So this is a state case. He can't just dismiss it if he becomes president, but I think he can put it on ice. My best guess is it won't go forward before November. It's still solid and dangerous for him and for some of the other defendants. But man, it's sprawling. It'll take a long time. So it will come down to, if he were to win, what he could do to try to squelch it. But in its essential charges, I think there's still a there, even though the last couple months it feels like the air has gone out of the tires a bit.